Let's add AI vehicles to the vehicle series, starting with spline-based steering today. As you can see, the vehicle isn't following the spline perfectly. That's because we're going to handle intelligent throttle and braking in the next video. Alright, let's get into it. For the spline path, we need to create an actor blueprint. I'm gonna name it BP vehicle path, then add a spline component to the scene route. Now we can drag it to the scene. You can add points or extend the spline by selecting a point and drag the point while holding the Alt key. Then you can make the path however you want. So I made one like this. It consists of 6 points that are connected to each other. You can make it a closed loop if you want. Now I'm gonna create an actor component and handle all the spline following logic inside it. Let's name it AC spline follow and attach it to the base chaos vehicle by adding the component. Alright, now let's open it up. Let's start with adding a function which is going to calculate the spline steering input for us. So in the output of the function, we're gonna return a steering value. Okay, I need to have the spline path to do the logic on it. So let's add the variable. Variable type is BP vehicle path. We need to ask the spline which point on U is the closest one to the vehicle location, which is find input key closest to world location. We're gonna pass the vehicle actor location to this world location pin. In order to do that, because this component is attached to base chaos vehicle, I can get the owner of the component, then get the actor location from it. I'm gonna use this get actor location a lot, so I'm gonna collapse it into a function and name it get actor location. Also check the pure option for the function. Alright. Now, what this function does, if you look at this spline, we have 6 points on the spline. We call them points, but they are in fact keys inside the spline component. The first key is indexed as 0, next is 1, and all the way to the end. So we have index 0 to 5. Now, between index 1 and 2 lives index 1.5. So this function is going to return the closest key to the vehicle. Next, we need to convert this unit into a distance. I want to know where is the vehicle right now along the spline in centimeters. So we have a function for that, which is get distance along spline at spline input key. We just pass the key that we found earlier, and we have the current vehicle distance on the spline. I'm gonna turn this into a function and name it get current spline distance. It's also pure. Okay, after I knew where the vehicle is right now, I tell it, look ahead 1000 centimeters along this spline, which is going to be your future location. I'll name this variable look ahead distance. Now I have the distance, I want to convert it to a location in the world. So ask the spline, get location at distance along a spline, which the space is world. This is going to give me the world location that is x centimeters from the start of the spline. I'm gonna also turn this into a function, name it get spline data at distance and make it pure. Alright, now we have the target location that vehicle should go to. By subtracting this from the vehicle actor location, this gives us the direction to that location. But right now, this vector contains distance and also the direction. Let's clear the distance from it and only keep the direction by normalizing it. Next, we get the vehicle right vector. Then we compare it with the target direction using a dot product. Dot product measures how much two directions agree with each other. This returns a range between -1 to 1. If dot returns 1, the target is directly on the vehicle's right side. That means steer right as much as possible. If it's 0, the target is directly in front of the vehicle. Since we are already facing the target, no steering correction is needed. If it's -1, the target is directly on the vehicle's left side. That means we need to steer left as much as possible. So we can feed this value directly to the steering. Very good. The function is ready to use. We just need to prepare the chaos vehicle to use this function. We need to get the spline path from the scene and pass it to the actor component. Instead of doing this, make spline path on the actor component instance editable. Then let's go to the scene, click on the vehicle, scroll down in the details panel, find AC spline follow, then from default we can choose the spline path from the scene. Alright, next let's add a custom event. I'm gonna name it update AI driving. Let's check if the spline inside the component is valid. Then grab calculate spline steering input. Let's also make it pure. Then pass it to steering. I have a steer function here. It's just getting the vehicle movement component and using set steering input. So I'm just gonna use this and pass the steering. Then we need to set the throttle value. I'm gonna set it to a value like 0.5. We're going to dive into this in the next part, but for now we are only checking the steering. Next, call this event inside event tick. We also need to modify the possessed event logic, because we don't need to add any mapping context for the AI vehicle. So cast the controller. If it's player, add the mapping context. If it's not, just play start engine sound. I have disabled auto possess AI on the vehicle. So to give the AI control of the vehicle, you need to call spawn default controller. The default controller is the AI controller. Now let's go to the scene. I'm not gonna click run because I don't want the character or anything else to be involved. So from here, click on simulate. Now the vehicle is going to steer to the right target, but because there is no control on the throttle or brake, the spline following is not perfect. In the next part, I will cover how to control throttle and brake correctly. Thanks for watching and see you in the next part.